How's it going, everyone? I know it's been a while since I've dropped a video. I was out of town for the last 2 weeks. I didn't want to go, but my family kept bugging me about how I never go anywhere with them and how I'm always holed up in my room. And yeah, they basically gaslit me into going on a trip with them, which sucks because my channel started doing really well and I didn't want to slow down, but I figured, hey, I'm just gonna go on this one trip with them, kind of like giving the baby what it wants so it can stop crying, and then I could get back to the grind. So yeah, I didn't really have anything to rank as I just got back home a few days ago. So I figured, since I rank things, why don't I make a video about how I rank things? You see, some of my videos have been doing well, but I get some comments here and there that, well, let's just say they're a little questionable. Not trying to point anyone out, obviously these rankings are based off of my opinion, and the people who comment have a right to their own opinion as well. But I figured that I should probably let people know how I rank things for future reference. I feel like a lot of people might think I'm being overcritical of some of the rankings that I do, but in response to that, I feel like other tier lists and rankings on YouTube have been so overinflated. Like, people think that if something isn't in the S tier or the A tier, then it's automatically bad. For example, when I rank something in the C tier, I don't think that it's bad. I think of it as acceptable. It has some good things, some bad things, and overall it's anywhere from okay to good, because I put the C as the middle ground for my rankings. So anyways, here's my criteria for how I rank things. Let's start off at the bottom with the F tier. If I put something in the F tier, that means that it is shit. It's bad. Just straight up ass, no question. I feel that if I rank something in the F tier, it can still have 1 or 2 decent things, but other than that, it's classified as not good, poor quality, don't recommend, etc. For the D tier, I define it as below average. For example, a D tier movie could have a really memorable scene or a character that stands out, but it isn't enough to make it a good or acceptable movie. I think some words to describe the D tier is mediocre, okay at best, mid, that type of stuff. For the C tier, as I said earlier, it's the middle ground for my rankings. It's similar to me seeing something being anywhere from a 5 to a 7 out of 10. The C tier is probably the most open out of my lists. C could mean that it's good, not great. It could mean that it's average. It could mean that it's 50-50, and so on. Usually if I rank something as a low or high C, I see some good and equally some bad within whatever I'm ranking. I feel like a lot of people see something go into the C tier and think that it's too low, but it's for good reason. Again, I'm trying to have a more fair assessment of my rankings, and not everything can get to that S tier. Moving on to the B tier. This is what I define as good to really good. What separates this from the C tier is the ratio of good and bad things that I can see when I rank whatever it is that I'm ranking. For a B tier ranking, it usually means that there are a lot of good things and a few noticeable flaws as well. B tier is probably the third easiest to rank behind S and F, as I know when something is distinguishable from the B tier and the C tier, as well as the B tier and the A tier. Speaking of A, the A tier to me is defined as really good, but not perfect. This means that there's probably 1 or 2 things that make it fall flat from being a near flawless ranking. A tiers are really hard to rank, as it sometimes comes off as nitpicking, but again, I don't want to just dilute the S tier and throw everything in there when there are some clear flaws. For example, if I'm ranking a season of a TV show and there's 1 or 2 noticeably bad episodes, but the rest of the season is pure cinema, I can't act like that terrible episode didn't exist, and therefore I might have to put it in the A tier instead of the S. And lastly, we have the S tier. For me, the S tier means perfection, excellence, very high quality, etc. Now the thing with the S tier is I do allow there to be flaws. I know I said perfection, but what I really mean is as close to perfection as you can get, because there's always some room for improvement. and nothing really is perfect in this world. An S tier can have a few minor flaws as long as it doesn't compromise the entire quality of what I'm ranking. For example, if there's a video game that has a slightly boring mission, or it's missing a feature that could have saved a bit of time, and it's more of an inconvenience thing rather than a flaw, I'll still give it an S. I believe the S tier should be more valued than it is. Like, I'll be watching some tier lists where I see someone describe something as a B tier piece of media, but then then put it into the SD. I don't know, I feel like sometimes people do that to avoid backlash or hate comments or whatever, but on this channel I want to try to have a more fair assessment when it comes to my rankings. So there you have it, that's my ranking criteria. I'll make sure by next week I'll be back to making more interesting content. I really didn't want to go on this trip, I just wanted to work on this channel, grow my audience, my community, providing entertaining or informative content, all that. It was kind of just like I'll go so you can shut up about it kind of thing. Not trying to be disrespectful towards my family, but I really feel that by working hard on this channel, I can really change the life of others, my family's life, my life. And for the first few months or even years, I just have to lock in with this content grind. It's a lot of work. Some days I'm working on videos for like 10 to 12 hours, but I love it, man. I honestly can't wait to get back to making more videos for y'all. I'm at like 45 subs, so I'm growing pretty fast. But yeah, just for further reference, when there's some sweaty Redditors and Discord mods and stans typing paragraphs in my comment sections, because I know it will happen eventually, maybe they can see this video to better understand my rankings. But anyways, thank you guys. Just wanted to get a vid out after being on holiday for so long. I'll be back to consistently uploading by the next few days, and see you next time. Goodbye.